jina be jina na me no be adwuma sa Constatibio we bako we me no bako oze yeah
couldn't understand what all this
I couldn't understand. President, we know man for kasa. As a man for the Jimmy to the other can I sorry. I couldn't understand. What was that? Oh, what is this? Look at the body language of Akuffo Addo when he's talking to Ghanaians. Look at his demeanor. Look at this man. The way he talks to the Ghanaian people. As if SBO have been bred as a Ghana for Seno. Someone Mayor president. Go look at him. Go back. Let's watch again. Yeah, go.
Furore and controversy that was artificially generated. We're being told that the decision of the court amounts to judicial interference in the work of Parliament. I'm not quite sure that the people who are saying this have actually taken the time to read the Constitution of our country. It says so in black.
Mame, Sabi ya no mukase ya Jimmy. Constitution na wa mochro ya no. Wa mu akwachro Constitution wa mochro no English, black and white. Enso ma ya me na kwese as a Constitution no. Sabi mpredia so na yesay. Ya catch them say Constitution already is a sham. Constitution is symbolic. The Constitution Yansano won another Akuffo Addo on the 25th of November 2008. I hear debate in I can say Northern region. Won another Nako Jina one Mante platform. I believe that after 16 years of operating this Constitution, there are certain parts of the Constitution that needs to be looked at. If you talk about the parts where it's like what points of the people from the Parliament, when we talk about the number of ministers where it needs to be cut, these are matters that we will have to take to the people. And after we've taken to the people, if the people really want to make a constitutional decision, then I will bring it to Parliament. We will form what we call constitutional. Akuffo Addo bury brofo. I can't phrase ya. Can't no say no did that down. Yay. Young go to you in the demon now. They can't focus. Young go to you.
Of power of Parliament that is vested of the state, which is vested in Parliament, is subject to the provisions of the Constitution. All organs of the Ghanaian state, including me as the head of the executive, we are all subject to the teachings of the Constitution. There's no body in the Ghanaian state that is above the fundamental rule of the land. It would lead to the very matter that we have striven so. What all this furore and controversy that was artificially generated. We're being told that the decision of the court amounts to judicial interference in the work of Parliament. I'm not quite sure that the people who are saying this have actually taken the time to read the Constitution of our country. It says so in black and white. The legislative power of Parliament that is vested of the state, which is vested in Parliament, is subject to the provisions of the Constitution. All organs of the Ghanaian state, including me as the head of the executive, we are all subject to the teachings of the Constitution. There's no body in the Ghanaian state that is above the fundamental rule of the land. It would lead to the very matter that
there is nobody that is above the fundamental rule of the land. And so to her, to play with Gary William, you say, Sikasa Nade, Triama man for an Azon country. Are you about the law? Constitutional provision that says that come and tell the people the state of the country. Akuffo Addo so my country so workers there is nobody above the law. You are above the law. Akuffo Addo is above the law. Other than that, how can the Constitution say you need to come and give us state of the nation? Now we want to us a state of the nation, or where the OPA suspending indefinitely, and you say you are not above the law. You are not above the law. Nana to say he's not above the law. You are above the law. Akuffo Addo clearly is above the law. We won't sit in this country and anybody will scare us with this kind of machinations and Sabio Nipabone mindset. Me say it is appointed unto man to die once. ewiase bibi na ese kum nipa we bu wa we butu oba so eten make say Viagra no afa what is ten we wan na kuma kasi ani na kenu okọ obu ha accident eten zram no okọ. So if I believe in something and I'm going to look in the face of President Akuffo Addo and tell him that gradually you are becoming, I'm becoming. But you see, let us also turn our guns on the NDC. That seems to be very unserious political party. Our more opposition. Very unserious opposition party. Other than that, how can we sit in a country and it's a matter of interest? Agana for our interest. Na Justice Abdullah Diako court. When you know a borders on constitution, there is something that you guys call amicus brief. Mona lawyer from school. Ekwake kamubro for amicus brief. Hunu bi kurano 2013 presidential elections. Enu ye hunu se amicus kuria bi ba ho ebeka say he is a friend of the court. So such matter of importance munim se Ghana fo nyina ni abre till now mome kanchere NDC for mome busa mome kanchere say do you even know say the debate can say Justice Abdullah Rezi court, do you know it? Do you have any idea? So matter of importance and sensitive issue like this, with all the lawyers behind the NDC party, you could not file amicus brief. So you guys will show interest and maybe in Justice Abdullah Quran and raising the case here. I can bet me abua, I'm your package case in here. I'm a Supreme Court on ho, Emma unanimous 7-0 say, Sebio ya refia, utimisa ko bobo nibi. Hey, and say here. There be a can there. NDC is becoming a serious political party in opposition. Especially the minority leader. NDC is seriously becoming a very unserious political party. You know, say Adam Agbana na deputy you can say youth organizer. Baba tumfia wana mkwamuba. Manu ribe baba tumwa. Say matna say a lawyer for chocho ro 20 liter chachuche kata you can say amaleba a lawyer for chocho ro NDC mu. You could not file amicus brief say this matter is of our interest. The Supreme Court would have allowed you to join so that you could look at the cases and the debates being raised so the Ghanaian people could defend. Very unserious people. Hey, tie. Akuffo Addo adwa Ghana for adwa Akuffo Addo because oyedwa. Ghana for adwa Akuffo Addo because omuade. Ghana for adwa Akuffo Addo because omusu osusu say as ye favor. But then this is also an unserious party. But just like I always say, if you get to a stage in life where nobody can look you in the face and tell you, you're going to hear Mustafa Hamid.
You reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth. You are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time.
Okay. Yana lawyer Justice Abdullah Bekasa na yanko Adam. Okay, tell lawyer Justice Abdullah na de asemu Supreme Court unanimous 7 de ba yi court. Lawyer Kwaba. Bibi aboko de. Wede wadaro ma yenim se wabre agya ye twe wabasa ne sere nanso o man ne ho donti yente ne tew yemro 5 minutes kra enna no wotam asem koduru court ho ma court ne abase se deputy speaker tie adwam a obetimi akwakoto aba wadaro ma ede asem a ede ne koso na ne ye pese ehunu se Supreme Court decision a ode aba no wo na atam asem ni koduru court ho say Supreme Court ema ruling say wo bitimu a oma interpretation of what the constitution actually talks about deputy speaker what ye adwam na o moderate and the Supreme Court is what ye adwam kura no a obetimi asa ato aba wo na ade ko ye wo gene say
media the American ka say mejitum the Supreme Court aka na magiatum le mo me wo fun asem kakakra FMB ho menyim to name some bani na de baby akowie no me no the Supreme Court for access mo de mo ayaba anye bi akra na aboama ye de enema to be say that na no nche se me bibia to but many cancer Supreme Court etimi ababonten abeka asem no twa asem no tia wa amena
wadawo ma na baby a wonyi ntumo no ye hefa na janke yantimi mfa entutu asem no ho nsusu hefa na anyi ntumo yi power the
the menyi ntumo ne se Supreme Court beka se bi opinio tie egwam no onu akoya sotimi eto aban bi manye yi no na onu akoya sitimi kan ne ka mpanifo aba parliament ho manye yi no no menyi ntumo so mo bɛhwɛ a menka ta me de kɔ Supreme Court no saa hɔ na meka sɛ Supreme Court for emu isan sɛ me adwene mu no sɛ wokyerɛkyerɛ m'ani mu a den sɛ menya wɔbɛte aseɛ sɛ bio yɛfa no kɔtɔkɔ ha sɛ nya match ne yɛsɛ sɛ bio referee a ɔno di asɛm no ɔsan bɔ bi ma kɔtɔkɔ anaa ɔbɔ bi ma ha basa sɛ na ntwa yi ɛma pɛtɛpɛ yɛ ne sebio senienka ese niema ko yi no koto ten enko ne sa emma madwiri mu de nenka enko ne sa ba Supreme Court mu ayi mu de aba ne se omo fi se emra no ema ho kwan ma ne yesa tempo se yi o tenyo sa ne emra na ma ho kwan enti the Supreme Court o kan se wo tie mi ya na omo nkyerɛ se omo na ekon the constitution court as the Supreme Court cheche ma ye mu che ma ko sia ne se constitution na kasa ne nyimu na eka ne sa.
So in this case, Supreme Court interpretation it does not necessarily mean say or enforce say Parliament enko ye there one Supreme Court no akyerem na mmom de on ne nkyerem aba. Nanso constitution na Parliament kwan so wan kasa so betimi ameki standing orders on the floor of Parliament. Is that how the case is?
They've been passed there been the American say the Supreme Court emma decision that decision and the emra ebu o mano efi sada na Supreme Court ma decision ni de make am say the Supreme Court church in say mo mu tie mu say sa na constitution neka nti bi obi aka bia no mfumso nti bi mu na ka no the constitution neka de make am say bi mu ka no enye na eka na emu o mu de ka no mu ni change wo nti de say bi o osofo ana say imam afa Quran na Bible no what dey nukre osofo no na imamu na eka de nanso ni wo kan fi mu ne ye Bible na se Quran mu wo kan fi nti won ka se even though no na wo na no kan de na no nche se ye no ono na no kasa isan se ono no ujina mu ama se bi Nyankopon ana se tumi bi agini bi bia nti wo cheche ne mu mu no that tumi no ujina mu nti na bibia no se nipa no kana se nipa bone ni se den kra isan se ujina okura na so Bible mu na ujina so na eka nti no
power the fan and now no you say your kind constitution here now alaya for mu obibi amoya am say the spirit behind ya tron na before say justice Abdullah what is asem we ekokot no na the spirit behind the man de kokot no de anya na wo no adwene mu no de na man de asem ko du court
to kobe bia na ekoso ne nsema na ekoso no na me ma dwini mu no se me twen ayenhwe han ma se NDC for na se MPP for e de asem na kokota pa hwe nchichi mu beba no na ankobwa nyina isan se omo de asem kokota emra me wi akiri no na afei na akoya amanyosem enentre ma me mum no se bi o mi o chachefo me kyemra me sen no nimi pa no am say di ho me dwena wan say bi ebe boa se nipa wonya affiliated to sa parties mu mi no ebe kom se be ya de ono mo ya be fie Supreme Court aba no Ghana for be just more than the MPP and say NDC for court akwa japa eno ene shaming crime ma se bi obi a me kira de bia me kira lawyers ade a kira wu se mane se ne tie na o chechi bia the say na se bi o se me se ma kan sa na tie dia na ada na da bia ye menge ye de bia e kwani bonen kwa na afi na oni mu duase na se dia o kan e enka ta so na wo bi nyesa na tie enti na ese itu na mon bia ebe ma se bi o students o lawyers o obi adun sampa nemna ya tro no esa na ese eye ewo enukrimu ene se bi o said they can in reality sana say ye mum Maybe Echiana, I know just a son and manage because any Panumna, Achiano.
Na before say you better one come so tell yes you know. And now no yet here share a year 2013 presidential one afa edin ba ko eba mu ana gini pa so pa bibia ese friend amicus de ndie ebi courier ebi brief ene de kaka una lawyer for ne bom hwere say ye fra bibi amicus brief a kire say anka bio third party bi ebetimi a file say wono nso wo interest, particularly the opposition party NDC. In your case, you know, will be file amicus brief be say wono nso wo interest bi sa
Ba cho de du bi amfani
bibia sa
ye me aban attorney general nko na enya yasem na eja e yakwi
wo se bibi sasi ya na nka susu se betimi aboa ebia no obi nso alaya for eduru ba bia mutimi de mo cha adwene e ma case ni mu yedu bibi sasi ya na susu se bia ko betimi raise any other argument bia
nka sabi
Power the fam.
la ma cho
nini community na ne kremini nka bibi sa ba ya nka ne me de sanse basa na afi dia de pra nti the 32 incident me de asem ko ko se be ya nka nko ya man asem na afi ka kwa ko wi kwa nti ne so nka ko ba ne sa nka nko me de kra de me de na tempo kwa nko wi ni sa.
Okay, but before Sebeja Wamuakono, has there been any case in the history of this country, especially 1992 Constitution, Yasia, Yadi Bibia Court, your Supreme Court, now Supreme Court, interpretation, that's what the Abachi Abadaya Huano, now Abia Supreme Court, no answer, say, as I'm not quite a kind, and I'm only a boy, Bibi says, pay.
A big year is now and also, sir, also, sir, Supreme Court, this is how one thing. Quebec President go 4 times. This is but then this constitutional case. Case you pending certificate. The court Supreme Court. You didn't call quality grade name one case. You didn't call any GNPC on court me. The father could be Supreme Court now been Adiachin President Akuffo appointed judges for Supreme Court judges for the Democrat Supreme Court buying file for review some Supreme Court more buying
Power the fam.
imagine has to sign some esa call the chief so be my binding good na binding kuni idea
Intense betimi
and also but
na ye obebe say obekwa akobo mu kokobio awe say asem no a ye de ba no aka de enso me say be try mo bia na masam adwene obeye bibisa de mo frɛ na review say de no
no can review na me no can na be nkasa but no community you see am no ka say yen sanka decision no na go to bo na say sanka decision Saka mambo china bada se saka na se mifim na me gina na me say bia the coin at the home say me file for review me tu sa na mo se coin na ho a meja mana kana emi gana yanso yakwa ni san se enne de be we ni ma yiti aboa ama o minor cost yi nti nyenne nko a ni bitimi akontoko ni na ewi ntoko be ma gana edi yi no enye ntoko ba ko pe so me kan ntoko na akon se akon edi yo man ni nye se ye bi etu na ejan ni mu de bi adwene ene pen ene se bi kasade ene adwenpa etechi ene de magana ewi peyo se bi de fa ye ntoma pe fi ama ye ntima so abidi de nti sa okon no ena me de matunu se nkopon bo a Misumaku, ama mangana, no mangana di.
Lani yabada se enyumre ne umre.
Nkopon shayima.
Lawyer Justice Abdullahi lawyer ni a watam sa asemu yi a yaka Supreme Court nye wa mama unanimous seme. But yanko aha power 97.9. Power 97.9. Idea someone. Wisdom. Hey, idea some you. Huh? Hey, now what time on this way? Where one way? I found for matters. Then I walk off away as a deputy. Is it do I make a him did that? For no tour. For matters in Yanante. I will tell my yaso. Yeah. Okay, I'll some bet ya. I have Power 97.9 meaning OKATAKYIE AFRIFA-MENSAH. Still, I remain the commander-in-chief of the evening belt. Ebano enumeranua. Wednesday and Thursday. Me na me the commander-in-chief. Me ba me shada na me tell more. Ma me ni ora honorable Jirasa. Wano na woye former deputy speaker of parliament. Na ora Kenneth Jirasa. No sa member of South Tongue constituency. Yeah, honorable Kwaba.
Thank you.
How you doing, honorable?
Well, I'm okay.
For some funny reason, I wasn't told I was going to speak English, and I find it a bit difficult speaking the Queen's language because I think first in Chi. So forgive me if I am not able to construct my sentence in a much more better way. But let's have a conversation, sir.
All right.
You have occupied the position of a deputy speaker before. Now here lies the case. There has been a standing order in Parliament which regulates the activities of Parliament on the floor of Parliament. Can you tell us what has changed in these standing orders as compared to when you were sitting in the seat as the deputy speaker?
Power FM.
Over the past, as far as I'm aware, over the past 30 years,
right?
We inherited standing orders from the Liman Parliament.
Right.
And it went through several amendments. And I understand that even as we speak now,
Power FM.
there are proposals for fresh amendments to the standing orders of Parliament. So there has been ongoing review of that document, just to smoothen deliberations and to attend to challenges that have arisen over the period.
Are there circumstances in the history of this nation where the Supreme Court more or less becomes the direction or the people who direct Parliament on what standing orders they must operate with or not?
My brother, let me just be frank with you. It is a very strange development as far as I'm aware. Now, let me tell you that this throws me back in memory to a case before the Supreme Court in 1996, when J.H. Mensah took the government then, the government to court in respect of the retained ministers, the approval process for retained ministers. The Supreme Court then chaired by Justice Akins. Akins, a panel of 9 judicial officers started over the matter and came to the conclusion that they will not intervene in modeling any processes in Parliament, and that it is up to Parliament to involve its own processes. Now, that was in 1969, but looking down the lane to the year, the panel is different and the year is different. So it's a matter of great disappointment that a situation like this has developed. And it is not just the amendment of it per se, but what it actually has done is to say that it is okay for a referee who is in charge of a football game to descend and kick the ball into the post and declare the results. It is a big change for me to accept. And I think that if there's an opportunity for this matter to go on review, it should.
But talking about review, this is a case where the President of the Republic, who is a lawyer par excellence and also a 3 times member of Parliament, who understands the rules of engagement on the floor of Parliament, has actually come out to endorse the fact that Parliament is not above the law, and the only body, constitutional body, who has the right to interpret what the Constitution says is the Supreme Court of the Republic. And after interpreting it, Parliament cannot decide to do or anything ultra vires what the Supreme Court has said. What is your take on that, sir?
Now, you see, opinions are as different as different sizes of noses. Now, in this particular matter, especially the president is entitled to his views. Of course, that view has been backed and backed by the decision of the Supreme Court. Fair enough. But you see, when we get back to Parliament,
Power FM.
it is not likely to be very easy. Out of country, so many challenges, particularly when we reckon with the fact that they have a so-called majority, which really is not a majority. It will play out in such a way that the minority NDC side is likely to be insisting on a pound of flesh. When I talk of pound of flesh, I am talking about they insisting that for every minor subject matter, a subject matter which previously just attracted a consensus with, they should do head count. And that is really going to pull us very much back. So that is one of the reasons why I say I'm disappointed. You see, the second area is that it flies in the face of reality.
Okay.
To say that somebody who is a referee should go and seek the penalty.
But it is the case where the Supreme Court has actually argued that the person also represents a constituency, so he cannot be taken off. His right to vote cannot be taken off simply because he now presides as the Speaker of Parliament. Other than that, then we are depriving the people, his constituents, the right to partake in any decision of this country.
Now, you see, I have always argued that this business or claim of representation, it is being pushed to a level of absurdity, and it's difficult to appreciate a number of things. One, assuming the deputy speaker unavoidably leaves the house for an official assignment somewhere, or he is not well, or he has some engagement, he takes him temporarily away from the business of the house to enable him to conduct his vote. The question I ask is, what will be the status of his right to represent these people at that particular point? In this situation, we have a case where the deputy speaker is presiding over the house. He is participating in the events and activities of the house, albeit that he will be elevated to a level where he should not be partisan, and he should be seen to be an overseer of the welfare of both sides. And so it is not proper that he steps in literally into the arena of conflict and declares results and add himself to it. I don't get it.
Right, but this is what a certain school of thought has also raised the argument that if we are going to encounter situations like this in Parliament, then the time has come for us as a people to decide to elect deputy speakers of Parliament outside Parliament, just as we elect Speaker of Parliament outside Parliament. What is your take on that quickly, so we can move on, sir?
No. You see, the challenge we have currently is because the House is evenly divided. If there had been a clear majority, this thing would have arisen at all. So that is neither here nor there.
But we have had this situation where there is a divided parliament, which I am sure it won't be the last time we will have such a divided parliament. And what do you think will be the solution to this kind of canker moving forward as a nation?
Now, there has been a process of constitutional amendment that has been pending for nearly 8 years.
Right.
we should revisit that and capture some of these experiences that have developed out of this current parliament and put it on board so that at the end of the day, we are very clear as to what should happen and what should not happen. You see, we are growing as a democracy and we learn out of it. The experiences we are having now to be experiences that should govern us the way forward.
Honorable, moving forward, I think these experiences should guide us. That is simple, as Honorable Kenneth Jasa is saying. Thank you very much for your time, sir. Honorable Kenneth Jasa served as Member of Parliament for South Tongue constituency. Obeye first Deputy Speaker under Rollins and second Deputy under Akuffo Addo Yeneno Ekasa Yeno. Laws are made for the people and people are not made for laws. And for that matter, as we move forward as a country, we must get to a point where common sense will lead us when we are enacting laws to govern us as a people. After all, UK do not have as many written laws as we have. When we went to Mfantipem catcher is a breach of common sense. It's a breach of school rule. So not all laws can be written. Certain laws must just reside in common sense. Must just reside in common law as we move along. Madam the show continues.
Hello, Bishop. For me, in Nana Mike Brown. Me patcho so one tien Nana Kwame Afrifa-MENSAH, the youth president here. That ben with it is here. Brim.
Power FM.
Miara enyo biaro miara ana eja betimi akasa asemi miamenia Mano Rube Richard Mano Rube awono former NDC parliamentary aspirant Nkwanta South akwa
Minyamejoso.
Now what is any?
Hey, my yashache.
So you say no.
Oba fi hadie.
Meba ha na umma ha.
Obedi president no one mama cabinet ministerial position. Hey, na mosa youth president ya obedi na. That be fix the country. But why are there? Juma Obono there from afar me monitor. Come on now, former
Happy FM.
Happy FM na. Yeah. Oba hadie level don't change.
Me feel cross by we say wo ye. A show a more other station bia and so ufa story has or credit to na o other station did number na more happy from number ha je betimi abodi nya former
me kurom ho no ye wo bebia owu a yefra no obi a yefra no obua
okay
obua no obisafo
okay
nti oba was na say na plane nti we dey was na plane but Gadache me sure say you apologize to Ghanaians because platform with a very big platform. I apologize to Ghana. I'm very sure say you OKATAKYIE you apologize to Ghanaians.
Don't start that your thing here.
Me sure say you apologize to Ghanaians.
I know how diabolic you can be.
Oh no, but you know say we are me for what reason? I need you look now baby o dey hin an can be say e na o am nkoso hin o.
Me apologize to Ghana.
I'm apologize to Ghanaians in this. In 2016, the role you played in bringing this government and you played a major role.
I did.
You played a major role. You will take the opportunity to apologize to Ghanaians, and it is not only you.
Should I be fair and honest with you?
Very.
I will not apologize today. I will not apologize tomorrow.
Yes.
What did you do? 2016.
Yeah.
Enyama John Mama ye nyina me kaseti aye wa enyama so ye ne mesa kaseti a
Oh, that's obvious.
So I believed in
That's
that.
obvious.
That was my conviction. That
Very,
is number one.
very.
2, Akuffo Addo they right from 2017. I have not kept my mouth shut from things he is doing that is wrong. So my conviction is very clear. My conscience is very clear.
It means you are a realist.
Yeah, I'm a realist.
So you're a card-bearing member of MPP.
Yes, I am.
I know you're a journalist. So anytime I'm
a journalist, me activist.
Activist.
Yes.
I know, and you are a youth advocate and a youth president. I think that your constituency is becoming too big. I just have MP now with I say when you Mali Maneko competition in Africa, I say you have been doing very well. But me do I feel the case of chair
so you have Supreme Court in seminar and
me share the good people of Nkwanta South constituency and Otirigin for you now. Because the John say in as much as I have a parliamentary ambition, no. Me imagine say me corner my contest with regional communication officer. I think you are aware.
Okay.
Because you know, so me new there. Social media so you share every minute. The me just say Jumani there, say boy Jumani. We are together. We are in this hard time together. Now Kataji. What's the young Supreme Court in some one? And some of their doors, but Supreme Court don't can there and never started. Kataji near course of Ghana no. Bible crack I mean my boy I don't know much about Bible. But minimum say quotation say the devil coming to kill, to destroy and to steal.
Oh, if one of them just we are not.
And then the question was penny me say you na ni kasama eseti na penny kasama wa kola ntia and na be two njom say ya ka wontie debi na obehu say uri biti uri na do ade a we free owiase omo na wanu kamba ko a wo hin reference you hwe na Danko Akuffo Addo Babe president ni namfo ene ka se Kofi Kumson na everything Kofi Kumson o ka se den o na Danko Akuffo Addo obedi president of the Republic of Ghana ha ono want to be that me kai pa nyawo Dr. Nyawo Tamaklo o say na Danko Akuffo Addo will be a terrible president in this country, and this is clearly where we have gone. Ebenezer ni na Danko Akuffo Addo dey abedru ni because me tell me can Obiana is a lawyer or a lawyer by all standard or a human rights advocate. Baby Abeduni. Bagaje, me say near question there's one thing I say the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, which you have been advocating for the review of it, it's also play a major role in this. When you say a constitution, it does not make provision for a hang parliament. And that is where we have gotten to. I think that the framers of the constitution, tell me another mutual constitution, then I also say in one day or some day, be say between us. No more provision. I must have no more way. But you see, I think that if we have a reasonable leader with a reasonable governance, and can say they will take us out, they will build a democracy. I believe that they will have sit down and take a critical look at the situation in this country today. But because the law of karma, which we all believe in, has also played a major role in this. The SC now say every true Supreme Court, every Parliament, every TN or Mampeni and another Danko Akuffo Addo Ekayano. Mimi, I think that in as much as we respect the law, common sense play a role in local governance and in everything. Say the ruling now by unanimous ruling now by. Okay, the Ghana baby I bedroom. People will not have confidence in any of the institutions again, and that is where I've gotten to.
Now the people don't have confidence.
People will not have confidence in.
We don't have it now,
and they will take the laws in their own hands.
Right?
Because they say, "Oh, what's in pan? What's who do what's in court?" A man from just say, "Wow, we are here. Sometimes the issue, but a man from person police station, a man from person court, baby, I do so. Yeah, who say inventor of governance and political ruling, the superior court of the land, and in the ruling about as he said, it is so dangerous for our democracy, and we have to take a critical look at this. Say I can say then we are activists, so we are independent person to console. What the Supreme Court the chair say? In any case, and can you say it now? I die who console not you'll be talking for a particular political party. In any case, and judge for court. Until you move to court panel. Now, two judges now, two lawyers now more court. Then the judge have to side with one. Lawyer, not pass the ruling. Every year now. This is where I've gotten to, and I think that like in a political scavenger side, the president of the Republic of Ghana is embracing this particular ruling. I see the parliament in the and then was standing orders of the parliament, and him said that parliament is the master of its own rules, And the parliament is a body, it's a constitutional body on its own. And in that year, Kadaje, want to say by tomorrow, I am told, say, the Vice President of the Republic of Ghana will be out of this country. Or maybe he'll be traveling. And then the President of the Republic is not in the country. Okay. Now, the Speaker of Parliament is not in the country. Who will become the head of state?
Deputy Speaker.
The Deputy Speaker? Is that what the law says? Is it not the Chief Justice?
Well, I'm not too sure.
Absolutely. Very any disaster. I hope the Superior Court, but like I say, in any case, everybody so in there. And they say, a national chairman of the MPP, you know, or my head of state now. Is that what it means? And the law and the constitution has spelled every institution, every arm of government and its own rules. Because as someone says, since in the section of the Fourth Republic of Ghana and the 9th Parliament, when the 9th Parliament said the Parliament has its own masters of its own rules. But the
Constitution, Supreme Court acknowledge say they can make their own rules, but those rules must not be ultra virus the Constitution.
Absolutely. What has it been ultra virus of the Constitution? Are they against the rule? That is them say the judicial system doesn't have their own rules. The civil society and the media has also become an arm of government. Now, media for now, media doesn't have their ethics and the rule in the way they used to govern. DJ the standing orders in Parliament order 109 section 3 and also the Speaker or any other member presiding shall not retain his original vote while presiding.
This is the standing order.
That's the standing order. Whilst presiding, you shall never obtain. What is about Parliament? The Speaker is the leader of the House, and then the majority leader is the leader of the government business. Now, so Speaker or you as an independent body. The time about he's there as an independent body. What presiding over government business and all passing bills and all enacting laws now. To Parliament, you know. And you as a speaker, that is why you must not belong to any political party. And the laws say speaker there's a first deputy speaker and second deputy speaker. And in any case, that is why the first deputy speaker and the second deputy speaker belong to two different political parties. So that they can have equal balance. And the Parliament there we
second deputy speaker. So you were right on yes. The CJ being the president, where the case president, vice president, speaker is not there, is the CJ.
It's the CJ. Who takes the so are you saying that and then because CJ or your government is and the MPP for the manifesto about and government. So if the three of them are not there, the national chairman will take position or what? So this is where I've gotten to. And to be where we have gotten to, yet not about the council now, that will be the end of it. Yes, understand, say the Superior Court ruling, everybody will respect the ruling of a Superior Court. But you know that at the end of every judgment, it goes to the registry and it becomes entry of judgment. Now, if I do entry of judgment, the lawyer knew, come on, say it become a precedent. And then, and I will say, open favor. Open favor, you will rule and squeeze it for your own favor. And then, majority leader, and some of our was say it to support the e-levy. But, Katakyie, then in some few days, Papa Kasemi, Professor, the former finance minister, Kwasibochi, was say MPP for Esomoshe on the word the arrogance and the source of impunity that the people see. Say, the arrogance and the impunity the people see now, and that is where I've gotten to. This kind of hand squeezing governance, any idea about you? The people of this country in 2016, you were the campaign member of Nana Danko Akufo Addo. Ghanaians gave you people mandate.
And no,
we are party. We are MPP. The reality is that we are MPP.
That diabolic move. Oh, no wonder born happy. What do I have about the
okay? MPP. MPP in 2016 to 2020, Ghana for one mandate, and obviously, over 1 million votes because you promise everything. Now, Obiano say one boy, one girl, and a Ghana for one mandate. Remember, in 2020, Ghanaians rejected you. Ghana for rejected more MPP for. Ghana for the
I'm reject him say body position.
Yeah, na but say ajamuna one na say na is the winner. Minim say what the MC pa.
Oh nyamtre.
But say what some dey check.
Nyamtre. We say aboni we episode because you want to have your way on this show.
Yes.
We the kind bo ayi ni tum say oh say okra so young people ni say be ya. Ajaminya the confidence to come in and stop you when you want to be diabolic. We me na me dey say diabolism we buy. You to be from here yeah, me jina show so kasa me a Cadbury member of the MPP.
It's a national issue. Even CNN and BBC, Google it is there. Now in 2020 to 2024 now Ebano, Ghana for Muko opposed, Ghana for rejected the MPP. And Omudi mandate and Penny John Dramani Mahama because they couldn't fulfill their promises. And because yet Mahami be in the pant, you know. What Chimdiamobi? Watch him there mobi even under the watch and in blood and the Superior Court, the police, nobody did anything about this. And I'm
why not file a case?
This is a clear incident under the watch of the police and the military. People lost their lives.
Okay.
And a Ghana for match and 137. It means that the Lord God in Ukraine most someone and another Akuffo Addo of a consensus. Because I want to say the two more point in the body now. All
the consensus, no consensus.
You mate, and just after that, instead of saying we will come together and rule this nation, why you say Buga and I'm 2020 budget na passing. Look at the Buga way I'm passing budget in the history of this country. The first time say majority group in parliament walk away. Once the minority is sitting down. It has never happened in the history of Ghanaian democracy. And the same moment now, my share one or two is ethnic ruling the nation to make say a bedroom pension. Kataji, Munko for Dabi. They said, my baby, manko. They said the 11 now, Moody buy, you know. Kataji, then you know, say 11, I didn't know. And one, I'm with the Suboda Kobama, maybe on the bridge here on the TikTok. I just say, and you say, Yambo Bia, the amount of numbers in you. They said, yeah, Buga, we are Mopasa Monfani. Sure. We will respect the ruling of the Superior Court today, tomorrow, and forever because we believe in democracy. Because you can't dispute the fact that the NDC needs democracy. You can't dispute the fact that the NDC was the instrumental of the enactment of 1992 constitutional and the UZ. So we will never in any way undermine the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana, but we will allow Parliament to work. And then Obi can ask me, Allah, but say, say Supreme Court, I really say the two deputy speakers can vote. But Supreme Court and rule says, "Oh, two abano be boss suma." And so and then me say we have
ruling, but you are
we have people who understand the law. The Speaker of Parliament, is the master of the law on its own. Parliament who are embrace one. We have lawyers and they will sit down and take a critical look at it. But this will not deter us.
This will not deter us.
We will work hard to make sure we protect the integrity and the sovereignty of this nation, and the law must work.
When you talk about integrity, then Chris Bellamy Dugan will come to mind. Was integrity? Chris Bellamy Dugan was integrity. We will protect the integrity
and the sovereignty of this.
Okay, Mami, read the messages now. About the first deputy speaker of parliament. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Miranda Adams, Afrifa, tell us what JM did, please. I'm not going to go into that banter because you were in this country. You saw the things JM did. You see, we can't build a nation like that. John Dramani Mahama now, what see, he knows so we mistakes which we highlighted. Akuffo Addo was warning tomorrow. You guys shouldn't come here and be asking me unnecessary questions. Hassan bin Abdullah for Lisawe was it we want Akuffo Addo not to recruit his hooligans into the armed forces. Okay, I'm not discussing that. 3, 2, 1. Hadia Aisha to Zigani was it? Nanado and Isbaumia are heartless and they think the Supreme Court will help them pass the E-levy, but the Almighty Allah will surely expose them. I believe so, and I agree with you. Kwame Ben, when you're Almighty Allah, don't worry. It's a kruma. Supreme Court can yate yebeti. Now so I want to say Supreme Court in country here. So Okatakye, if as a citizen of Ghana, if I am not happy about Supreme Court ruling, can I go to Parliament to invite the Chief Justice to interpret the ruling? No, the only constitutional body in this country that can interpret the law, which is the constitution, is the Supreme Court. And anytime the Supreme Court interprets it, it becomes the law. So nobody else can interpret the law which has been interpreted by the Supreme Court. It opens a review of the mind. So opens Supreme Court system. Yes, I Supreme Court say asam na mo kind for this that reason. I think may argument in here. When they look at the argument, they can probably rescind their decision and make another ruling, which it happens and it can happen. So that is where you can go to 3241. Majidi by himself to support the ruling. Allah will surely see us through. And here Nelson Pa Wales. Nelson, may that say I do say watching you live from Mampon Akuffo Addo. May that say yaw Edu. Send ya baby a wutie free na de ahye. Now we want to connect everywhere in the country. So wherever you're listening to us from, you have to let us know. Yanko Parliament na yane Joe Wise enkodi nkomo. Na yan Joe Wise agene dan trimo as just opposed to the Supreme Court akane ne yedie.
Honourable members, when it comes to the question of voting, it is very clear. Any time any of the deputy speakers or any other member elected to preside is in the chair, that member does not vote.
Nipa wakasa no. Sebio wanyame mame akosu abnewa. Wanyame sia jahene. Wankyerade wo bodwosa ngo no wankyerade wo bomfa chianse. Kokotie asua. Ekọ bipua wiamuase wonye farmer wo ho. Say nipa we wono a member of parliament 3 times in ye. Emire bi atwa man people before bo ni buga. Ye mu bi ne support ye de call amansia nsoroma. Amansia nsoroma. Oko wini as independent no ba MPP je no. Now we can MPP one and they were 2 our first deputy speaker. First deputy speaker Joe Osewusu or Joe Osewusu 20 kan Joe Wise. Tie de what can you? Wase se wo bitne ma me kwahwa abno abrofo no kan nya wase se obi nya betena akonya we mu a se wo ye speaker no no na regulate whether your first deputy speaker or your last deputy speaker or your middle deputy speaker the very moment obetena mu ne de na brofo na ne se onto aba yentie Joe Wise.
Honourable members, when it comes to the question of voting, it is very clear. Any time any of the deputy speakers or any other member elected to preside is in the chair, that member does not vote.
Simple and Yamabak na yenin komo ahaya sembetia on Air Power 97.9. Edina the science Mrs. Sanso Okatakyi Afrifa-MENSAH. The no one he pelkrum ha and so to me. I can bet you, won't me. But when him, but you can't do anything. Manu,
what is so much Joe Wise Kai? Joe Wise one home. Speaker of Parliament can say and a friend Joe Wise, but on your wise.
Hey,
yes, no speaker the Kai.
Was
it a friend Joe Wise, but it's not wise. Oh, Mr. Yes, I'm quoting the word. I'm quoting the speaker's word. Okay, so
you have to bring quote and unquote.
The speaker of Ghanaian speaker of Parliament, Albert Tumani Bagbe, quote, or see, a friend Joe Wise, but on your wise. After the ruling of the Superior Court ruling, what in some of our you? Over support here. So on the way, and he was right. But you presided over illegalities. And that is what he did. And Joe Wise one, I think, say, and confirm you've gained your respect to the extent to say, I don't remember, but Joe Wise, and someone see, a mama call back, according to the time I know or DVLE. Why issue wrong lances Simon Crawford the Wokroma. So all he's doing, it is not new. He has been incompetent from day one. And then the party rejected him as a parliamentary candidate before. But because of Nina Oyentino, Southern now don't know age more DVLE.
But statement, you don't have any facts.
Oh, but at the time now, you look at the you look at the no, let me kind of say you look at the accident rate as the term now of the presiding as a head of DVLE. Because if you do critical checks, then you know what I'm trying to say. So you're not a driver. So your driver. But no, but that's something I make. Minuti here, the economy in India. When what's America?
Akuffo Addo.
And you to some terminal institution and yeah, Juma when because so that one we know what I'm trying to say.
Let's move from there.
And so if you take a critical analysis of the wise, the government of the day is really struggling. And that's the reality. The reality is maybe I don't know. But I think Ghanaians have decided, Ghanaians have thought, say, this is the time we want the parliament together. But who should the symbols of communication, the type of community, your posture, your outfit, your facial expression.
And almost have to be paralinguistics.
Very well, that's an English word. And I'm like, so, that the posture and your appearance and your demeanor will determine say whether you are ready to compromise. We have so many criminals or criminals. Some of them can say, when I can, I don't go to say, comfort power, nipa white or gospel exception. Because nipa or your conversion white water or gospel songs who say bad. And there are people in this country that your posture alone will give you a credit. Uti then when I gonna fire about you say yeah. About you say out here be who about you say no say who shall we when out then people say this is a responsible man in the country. Very well. So we posture now to show that the posture of the parliament, the majority group in parliament today, they are not ready to work for Ghana. But you should know say media the MPP has never have Ghana at heart. That one is obvious.
Now
you know say Mampeni John Dramani Mama Bedi Mampeni 4 years even though Bonachi was anti-mine who cause anti-memon there. Then Mampeni John Dramani Mama Echo Dukumaso, or you know Bokajetia, or you know Boro Tripa, or no Bonin Hini, or no Bojetiase, no also Ejuma, not the Coco Druon, or introducing the parliamentary candidate, the presidential aspirant. You cannot have anything to pinpoint. So this is the government. The agenda is to say entrepreneurial development of stealing. That is the agenda. Is an entrepreneur of corruption, mother swell of corruption, and then you could see clearly say, apart from corruption, apart from joy, the government has nothing to offer these people. We are babu no. I know you are an entrepreneur. What be a Juma man for you? That be a meeting with me lights program on West credit. Go down to ask the people, and Krofona go down there and ask the people today. Say Ghanaian doesn't want anything. No, Menu can say because let us be honest with our people. The MPP must know that Ghana ni babu no. Say on pay Juma, on pay just food to eat, food. Then say yeah, on Mampeni now can say only 2.3 people, 2.3 million Ghanaians nature tax. Until we have to broaden the tax. I said this is an unserious president I've ever met in my life. And how many people are working? And you think, say, 30 million Ghanaians to 3 million people. If your payroll is about 4 million people, do you think they will not pay tax? And so, it is time, say, the government is frustrated. Now, the reality is that the finance minister, I will give him the credit. What kind of credit? What kind of technical term nicely? Almost a time almost say dark and lovely. The NDC before they are doom solve. Mumu they are dark and lovely. And to a kind of package or packaging the nice says the reality that the country is broke. And let us understand. And to one team Ghana for say, baby I don't know, country near broke. And then you don't impose and amend our laws to impose on us. Say you will not tell the truth. If you tell Ghanaians the truth, no, because the community, you don't call a movie, you know. A drum brave no chairman no cry, they will understand you. So come out and tell Ghanaians this is the time as a national youth authority to play a role. Go down to the people in the district and give them sensitization. Let the people know the state of economy. And Ghanaians are not that mad. Ghanaians are not that stupid. They will understand you. And so the way one now the way the chronobody normal way they call people are tired of this government. But you see, in all MPP is not our enemy. Just a mambo no muntu. There's hope in this country. There's no hope.
Before someone
but there's hope in this country. Yeah, Mampeni be from Mampeni John Dramani Mahama. Our Bagana 4 years. Masa, not done in Nidia. Mampeni only legacy now to me. Or dying. And then
it's a fact that the legacy
that is what is raining today. And okay, so person who now was saying Mampeni Dada. Uti you mean so open and don't go for that some. Oh now open asem. But open Mampeni John Dramani.
I used to like him.
Yes, but Mampeni John Dramani open asem pa. I
don't know him in person.
Yes. Oh, but very soon because
I don't know him in person. But I think I like his humility.
You are a realist.
No, I like his humility. I know they accept criticism.
Very well. So, me mpacho say, Mampeni bi wife Mampeni John Dramani Mahama. Enchebia come 7th January 2025. The Queen Independence Square. Moamo Media House remember. We are going to do the swearing in of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Yeah, there are so many normal be other two. Nipane de or he has it at hand. And ya no mujao. It is not about yobbing. And then Matisa Mampeni it is just about rattling. He's going to make sure this country works again. He's going to make sure that there will be leverage of economy. He's going to make sure that every ordinary Ghanaian can raise the flag back again. And then but Udru baby, when you African and not do to go border cry, I can't tell you what colleagues are.
I know about your new way, Mamma Wate, Nayanku Yanko. Your friend everyone so mo didi mi a enkwasi adenkote no ye no kroimu
Power FM.
that kurani baby manu ade that one
The national chairman of the NDC.
I know the but you come back and bomb your mama.
And then so encophobia I want for Nkwanta South. I mean your Oliver will be out you. Now Oko Masa Jumbo. One of the developing community be a the benefit and Masa Jumbo, Nkwanta South.
Krachi Chumurum.
Krachi Chumbura or Oti region. Wow, Unia Solomon Kuyo no constituency.
Okay.
And was on Tibo say and people live devoted their time to listen as here. And I think so let's keep the relationship. And the good people of Nkwanta South are quite
I am going to keep this relationship with you because I've always had one with you. You moving on. But Ghana from Bacho do baby a boy be wo o didi mi a I am untie where no ka so so dey hear me pa. This one is coming from Lord Bob Cole. Abo bi wo mo fe o mo fun ponko. Efunu mbogo so mo didi mi a ekwasi adenkote no enu kuro yi. Da kuro nye baby eja mo anya safo. Oga chire efunu ponko se. Efunu ponko. Ibasim tu na mo didi mi a. Emuyade. Sadati and ready ya. Dasam bebo me. Efunu ponko jira odi. Obe jira mo na nibdi. Efunu ponko na so maga jira mo na se. Ejina moyi. Eyewi. Ejina mo na so maga. Oh. Dede. Okay, chire den. Okay, chire ipan. What's that? Chire appoint. Are you what do there? Chire appoint. Lord Bob Ko no na me na. Pabena nyina, anya friend kino nyina. No mo na tesuo. Eyewi. Ejamu angari. Ejina mo ba da ka bibi. Wo wura no do won ni be to college na wa bo menu. Then you want you pom. All the one who are going to pom. Every pom na we di wa mi. All you no kwasi ade. Obo ya mo kwasi ade wo krom a. All no da bo wa pe ni ye. Ade na kwa wa ya. Ni pe bro. Akuffo Addo na wa ya. Doctor wa yi. Ogo ze Ghana for mafia. Oba frustrated because you catch them from 2017. Sa memo no amu bo nya no ti Akuffo Addo Ghana for do ba ye o si wontie. Mo de mi a kwasi ade nkoto na mo ye krom a. Na papa say. Ejambo bi sa ponko de. Wayanda na wa papa say. That's what Ejambo de. Ejambo wa some again no the way. Wa some kwa Afrifa kai. Ana da hoyi. Wa some again no the way. Ejambo wan carry. Okay? Osim ko fie. Let us say. Ya pay ya pa na one tap on the way wo the way. Papa na some more kind de. Hey, no be me ya de. O de when ya pa. One of when you're nampa, what we come. Enti one chin and sugar. One chap, one sugar. One way you gonna come. One chap. I you may have mafia crab from Paul. Oh, a jam will free. Who remember? Some will be so there. I want me, I'm a flower, and a baby will be a quadrata. I'm going for me. We are the new groomer. You're catching our more. I jam
one of what one.
Hey, again, no, me. Azrai, again, no, me, son of a again, no, me, son of a again, no, me, son of a again, son of a Ready and you may acquire you, not quite equal concept. Moba Swadi, catch up. Piano, Akuffo Addo said, Mrs. Saturday, match Akuffo Addo, Abba, a Galafoa. I'm Panajan, the man, Mamma say. And the man, I'm not Pamacho. Someone for Tomena, mammy. Not Toman and Yamodiana. Ghana was the idea. Tomeno, a Yamodia. It's a backhouse apamacho bako apamacho someone for Toman, mammy. Namemramba Somo. And I know Kajazi, you're necessary. My poor what? We did work at the Jerry Bamasa. I opponent 7.9. You made any assembly. Saturday message, where's the medal? And now I'm in a well, thank you. Nanaya, I'm in a never make us up in Story many Bombardier Fred Marshal, Scotland leader Ranger Buffalo Hero General Kabaka. Bombardier saturation before Santiago. The man that bears the spirit of our forebears using ground to target missile, air to surface intercontinental ballistic missile. The man that bears the spirit of Che Guevara freedom fighters, Fidel Castro, Rahul Castro, Marcus Garvey, Martin Luther, Malcolm X, Kwame Nkrumah, Julius Camarada Nyerere, Madibo Keita, Jomo Kenyatta, Thomas Sankara, and all the freedom fighters, Nelson Mandela, that fought for the freedoms of this continent and the black race at large. Until we meet on Saturday morning, I say hashtag la Victoria Simpre, a luta continua, prodio e patria for God and country. Uchedi ampo kwa mtiti kwa fama basa fuya dobro. Onshira mwenyina, bye bye. Sanaria warawo, ajineriam, eyimene sanaria warawo, ajineriam. Sanaria warawo, ajideriye Sanaria warawo, Sanaria warawo, ajideriyam, eyimene Sanaria warawo, ajideriye Sanaria warawo, ajideriye Sanaria warawo, eyimene Sanaria.